1,000 pound. Sisters Tammy Slatton defines relationship with Haley Michelle beyond the scale. How Tammy Slatton's relationship with Haley Michelle redefines family, loss, and legacy. In the glaring, unforgiving spotlight of reality television, narratives are often simplified for consumption. For years, viewers of TLC's 1,000 pound sisters knew Tammy Slatton as the resistant, often defiant sister whose struggles with food addiction and her weight were a source of both heartbreak and dramatic tension. Her journey was framed in pounds lost or gained, in failed rehab stints, and in the dynamic with her sister Amy. But a quieter, more profound story was unfolding, one that would ultimately define Tammy's new chapter not by the number on a scale, but by the depth of a connection that would change her forever. This is the story of Tammy's relationship with her niece, Haley Michelle, a bond that has become the unexpected, emotional core of Tammy's rebirth, and a testament to the fact that the most significant transformations often happen not to the body, but to the heart. From aunt to aunt mom, the foundations of a bond. When Amy's first son, Gage, was born, the world watched Tammy's initial hesitation. The responsibilities of caring for an infant seemed daunting, a world away from her own focused struggles. But with the arrival of Haley Michelle in November 2022, something was different. Tammy was different. Having undergone a life-saving bariatric surgery and committed to a rigorous regimen at a rehabilitation facility, Tammy was emerging with a newfound physical capability and a flicker of self-confidence she had never before possessed. Where she once might have watched from the sidelines, she now stepped forward. The woman who needed an oxygen tank to simply breathe was now able to hold, rock, and care for her newborn niece. Fans of the show began to notice the shift. Tammy wasn't just an aunt. She was a primary figure in Haley's life. She was present in a way that transcended typical familial duty. Online, Tammy and Amy often referred to her as Haley's Aunt Mom, a title that perfectly encapsulated the unique, hybrid role she was playing. It was a role built on equal parts fierce, motherly love and the playful, unconditional adoration of an aunt. "She's my best friend," Tammy has said of Haley in social media posts, her voice often softening when she speaks about the toddler. "She just lights up my whole world." This wasn't just a cute sentiment, it was a declaration. In Haley's innocent eyes, Tammy was not defined by her past, her weight, or her struggles. She was simply a source of comfort, fun, and unwavering love. The crucible of loss, a pillar in the storm. The true metal of any relationship is tested in the furnace of tragedy. For the Slatton family, that tragedy arrived with the devastating and unexpected death of Amy's husband, Michael Halterman, in early 2025. The family was plunged into grief, but for Amy, the loss was cataclysmic. Suddenly, she was a young widow and a single mother of 2 small children. In the wake of this unimaginable loss, the narrative of Tammy as the one who needed constant care was irrevocably shattered. She became Amy's rock, and central to that support was her bond with Haley. While Amy navigated the all-consuming waters of fresh grief, Tammy provided a sanctuary of stability for Haley. The routines she had established, the bedtimes, the feedings, the playful afternoons, became anchors in a world that had been violently upended. For a toddler who could not comprehend the permanence of death, the consistent, loving presence of her Aunt Mom was a lifeline. Sources close to the family noted that Tammy took on a significant portion of the day-to-day care for Haley, allowing Amy the space and time to process her own grief. This was no longer just about helping out. It was an act of profound sacrifice and love. Tammy, who had spent so much of her life being supported, was now the supporter. She was the one providing the shoulder to cry on, the hands to share the load, and the heart to offer a semblance of normalcy for a little girl who had lost her father. This period revealed the symbiotic power of their relationship. As much as Tammy was a pillar for Haley, the child was also a silent healer for her aunt. In the depths of the family's sorrow, Haley's innocence, her demands for play, and her need for cuddles forced Tammy to look beyond her own pain and step up. Caring for Haley became Tammy's purpose, a reason to get out of bed and push forward when grief threatened to paralyze them all. Redefining family in the modern age. The relationship between Tammy and Haley Michelle is a powerful modern parable about the evolving definition of family. It challenges the rigid, nuclear family model and celebrates the chosen family and the extended support systems that so often hold us together. Tammy is not Haley's biological mother, yet she embodies a maternal love that is as fierce and committed as any. This aunt-mom dynamic is one that resonates with millions. It's for the grandparents raising grandchildren, the aunts and uncles who are second parents, the close family friends who form the foundational village it takes to raise a child. In a world where family structures are increasingly diverse, Tammy and Haley's bond is a high-profile, authentic representation of this beautiful complexity. It proves that a child's heart has an infinite capacity for love and that a primary caregiver can come in many forms. For Haley, having Tammy as her aunt-mom doesn't dilute her relationship with her mother. It enriches her life with an extra layer of unwavering devotion. On social media, this dynamic has not gone unnoticed. Fans flood the sisters' posts with comments praising Tammy's dedication. "Haley is so lucky to have you, Tammy," reads a typical comment. "You are an amazing aunt and a second mom to that beautiful girl." This public validation isn't just for Tammy. It's a collective acknowledgement of all the non-parental figures who play a pivotal role in raising the next generation. A legacy beyond the camera. For Tammy Slaton, the journey has always been public. Her highest highs and lowest lows have been documented for the world to see. But her relationship with Haley feels different. It is, perhaps, the most private of her public stories. The cameras capture the moments, the giggles, the snuggles, the daily routines, but they cannot fully capture the silent, transformative exchange of love that happens within those moments. This bond is Tammy's true legacy. Her incredible weight loss journey granted her the physical ability to be present, but it is her emotional growth that has allowed her to build this profound connection. Haley represents a future Tammy once thought was impossible, a future where she is not a burden, but a cornerstone. A future where she is needed, relied upon, and cherished not for her dramatic story, but for her quiet, consistent love. The weight loss gave Tammy years of life she might not have had, but her relationship with Haley has given those years a purpose. It has redefined her understanding of her own strength. She has discovered resilience in grief, found purpose in caregiving, and experienced a love that is both demanding and utterly redeeming. As Tammy Slaton continues to write her story, one that is no longer overshadowed by a 1,000-pound benchmark, it is clear that her most significant definition will not come from a scale. It will come from the small, sticky hand of her niece, Haley Michelle, who looks at her and sees not a reality TV star or a woman who has battled addiction, but simply her aunt-mom, her protector, her playmate, and one of the great loves of her life. And in that pure, uncomplicated gaze, Tammy has found a version of herself that is stronger, more loving, and more complete than she ever imagined possible.